Hello, and welcome to 2022. Do you hear that? Okay, I'm wearing a coat, a really amazing coat. It almost looks like a comforter, a blankie, right? Or a snuggie, a high-end snuggie. And I don't know if it shows up, but yes, it is a balmy 46 degrees inside my office house. So, my theme today, my message for all of you is the idea of how can we transform frustration into gratitude? You saw the lovely poem by Rumi as well at the beginning of this post, The Guest House. And all of life, we are a guest house. We may try to create all different kinds of barriers and boundaries and put ourselves in a fortress of, with walls all around us, visible and invisible walls, and think that, like, oh no, nothing can get in here. But the truth of truths is that we are all an open guest house, and all different kinds of energies and experiences are going to come to us both from the outside and from the inside. So the opportunity that always awaits us is, are we going to welcome these visitors? Or are we going to reject and resist them? So let me put this into like real nitty gritty reality. What am I doing all bundled up here in my office when it's 40 degrees? I had a lovely, maybe some of you got to see my pictures. I had a lovely 2 solid weeks in Acapulco, Mexico. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. 84 degrees, balmy. That itself had a lot of energetic experiences. And I wrote quite a bit, a lot downloaded and came through me. Yes, I had placed myself in a beautiful location and a beautiful setting, and all the holidays and everything, and also aligned a lot of other circumstances, welcome visitors, emotionally, that I got to work through and process. So that was part of all the writing that came through. But long story short, we came home from Mexico last night, and I waltzed over here to get something, and I'm like, it's freezing. It's like 40 degrees. It's freezing in here. So I messaged my wonderful, beautiful assistant and nanny, Kendra. I'm like, okay, we need the heating people out here right away. She's like, they're coming in the morning. Okay, great. And so this morning, I let the heating guy in. He's like, well, I'm here for routine service. I'm like, no, this is not routine service. We have an emergency situation. It's freezing in here. So he does a little bit of due diligence work, some research, and he ends up figuring out that I have a communication breakdown between my thermostat and my furnace. And it's going to require some time and some patience. And his recommendation to me is that in the near future, we're going to install a backup system. This is a Northern Comfort Systems, tech guy, wonderful, very loving, open-hearted service fellow. And his recommendation was we should install a backup system that uses crystals, like quartz crystals, and infrared heat, which any of you out there are familiar with a biomat. That technology is used in the healing biomat to create negative anion field. It's therapeutic. I'm like, yeah, hello. Well, I will definitely take that backup system. So communication breakdown, opening me up to this other possibility that could support me in my cozy house here, which is in the midst of some major transformations. I'm not going to completely divulge everything because I'm not ready yet, but this space is going to be transforming even more than it already has since we began transforming it in 2016. So yeah, we're upgrading, right? So this is something where, yeah, I could have gotten really frustrated for a lot of different reasons. Or I could have started to see what is going on here. What are the messages? I mean, it wasn't that hard for me to see communication, so important for me right now. Even though I feel that in my life I have a lot of levels of support around me, I'm not always really fantastic at consciously communicating exactly what I need. Like even this concept of bringing the heating guy here, and yeah, he's here for a service appointment. No, he's here for an emergency. So it's like there are places in me that I'm really working on. Again, you can see in some of the writings that I have been downloading of deepening my connection of alignment to build communication at a higher level of consciousness. And that all begins in here, because when things are off, I can feel it here before they start showing in my reality. If I'm really honest, I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew something was going on, but there's something I forgot. Speaking of guests and visitors. So as I was running around the house getting ready to welcome in this wonderful service fellow, I found a dead mouse in the kitchen and turds all over the kitchen counter. And I was like, well, hello. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So gratitude to know that I need to make sure that we are ushering those visitors out. Now I'm aware that they're here. Um, so, how in your life are you seeing these different experiences rise up? So, it's such a high level practice of being able to see that everything that comes your way is a welcomed visitor. Even though at some level we don't think it is, it is. Our higher self is welcoming it in. Again, whether it's something coming to us through our external experiences or it's something that's happening within. And I have another one next door. I have a little dude who's having some processing issues. He's COVID negative. It's not that. But it's just like all these different signs of tuning in and connecting and welcoming in those guests and what they have to offer and support for our clearing. So turning frustrations into gratitude, frustrations into gratitude, so that what lies in between that is a shift in how you connect into those experiences. So it's a matter of like, okay, there's visitors. Welcome. Welcome, visitors. I am so grateful. You are here to guide me. You're here to teach me. Come in. Versus like, the energy is totally different, right? When I'm not welcoming, things are tightening and closing. And what's that going to do? Build more frustration, create more blocks, create more stagnation. And what's that going to do? Whatever it is, if it's something that's inside, it's going to slow down that process of healing. Whatever it is, in terms of our external reality, we're going to draw more of those experiences to us that are trying to wake us up to higher levels of alignment. So that is my message of the moment. Transforming frustration into gratitude. Happy 2022. We have a lot of beautiful events coming your way. You're going to hear more and more about them in the days to come. In this post, you'll see about the Renew event that's happening on January 20th. There's going to be an event for the Conscious Community Collaborative on 2/2, an event that I'm hosting on 2/1, the Lunar New Year. So lots of events coming your way. So stay tuned, all supporting you in reaching that higher level of alignment, turning frustration into gratitude.